In this episode, we're turning EPCOT's World Showcase into the biggest tournament in Disney parks as 11 pavilions battle it out in a single-elimination World Cup, with today's episode covering the play-in games. Today's July 10th, 2026, and this is episode 885 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, hey guys, we are back in the studio for hopefully a few weeks.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's good to be home.
It is.
Can't wait to go back to Disney. No, I'm kidding.
Stop it. We leave Thursday. When this
Yeah.
comes out, we leave Thursday. I'm tired, but you know, it is what it is. It's Lacey's birthday. She'll be 16.
That's crazy.
It is. I'm kind of ready to be home. I want to enjoy my house.
Well, what's
and
nice
clean
is,
and
yeah.
do some stuff. But
Well, for her birthday and your birthday, because yours is the day after, we rented an Airbnb in Orlando to kind of just be home, but not in our home, but to be in a home and not like hitting parks and restaurants and Disney. Like we'll go over to Disney Springs and all, I'm sure, but not doing all this craziness. So it should be a nice, relaxing weekend. And then we gear up for the end of the month to head to the House of Mouse Expo. You can go to houseofmouseexpo.com. I want to say today, when this comes out, might be the last day for discounted tickets. So go ahead and get your tickets. You can still book your room at the Wyndham there. It is right by Disney Springs. We'll be there the whole weekend.
come see the Lawrence brothers.
Yeah, man. Come see the Lawrence brothers. That's super
It's
exciting.
amazing. All three of them are going to be together.
All three of them are going to be there. That's going to be so cool.
It's going to be really cool.
But it's a lot of fun. So come out, check it out. If you are a cast member or team member, there's going to be $10 tickets at the door. So bring your card,
Nice.
proving you're a cast member or team member, and come join us for the weekend. It's always a blast. So we're going to do something fun because neither Rhonda nor I are soccer fans or World Cup fans.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
there's a lot of
guys.
folks that are, and I know now that the USA is out of it, sadly.
They are?
They are done. Yep, they got pounded by Belgium the other night. It was 4-1, I think.
Well,
which in soccer is a lot.
At least you stay like.
Well, I think this is the furthest they've made it in a very long time, or maybe ever, something to the round of 16. Of course, the women's team has brought home several World Cup championships.
So is soccer a little bit kind of like basketball, because I feel like this World Cup thing has come to the United States.
Yes, it's every 4 years.
And
there's a different host country.
Like it's been for a while. Like
it has.
It's been
I don't
going
know.
on.
So here's as much as I know about the World Cup in soccer. Is they start off with a bunch of rounds that I believe determine who the top 32 teams are going to be. And then at that moment, it's single elimination. So in the beginning, you can lose and you're not out. But once it gets to the single elimination round where they're at now, that's where the U.S. lost in the round of 16. Then you were out. Then it is similar to, your standard basketball tournament.
Right. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it has gotten the country, the U.S. crazy about soccer. I've seen so much wonderful stuff from people coming here to America from the other countries that are. It's great. There's so many folks like out on Twitter and all from other countries that come here, and they're like, you have this Waffle House that is open for 24 hours a day?
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing. Or they post outside of Walmart, and they're like, what is this glorious place? It's Walmart.
And I've heard refills. They're just shocked at refills. Like, you can get a refill of Coke or whatever.
And
it's free.
It really is cool. But, you know, it
Yeah.
brings all these countries together for one common thing. And so we're going to kind of do something similar. And we're going to do our own World Cup, but this will be the World Showcase Cup. So this is going to be a single elimination tournament of all of the World Showcase pavilions that we are going to advance a team or a country in each round until we have one final champion. Now, this is going to probably be a little bit lengthy, so we're going to split this up into 2 episodes. And what today's going to be is I'm going to explain the setup, the introduction on how this is going to work.
Okay.
And then we have 3 play-in games to get us to that round of, 8, which will then start the next episode. Is we'll get down to those final 8 all the way into a winner. All of this information will be available to Wonderland Crew members. You can go check that out at wonderlandcrew.com. That is our Patreon group. And you will get score sheets. You will get a bracket to fill out. You'll get the rules, everything. So if you want to play this at home, we've had a lot of cool feedback. We've put out like the Truth or Dare games and stuff like that into Wonderland Crew. And we have folks that reach out and say, hey, you know, we sat around and played tonight after dinner or whatever, which is super cool. This could also be something, you know, you could take to the parks with you if you're waiting in line. This is almost something you could do, or, you know, just use it on your phone or whatever. So here's how it's going to work. Rhonda has been hard at work all week, and so I put this thing together so she's going to learn about it the same time you do. So here is how we created the seeds. One, we built these rankings on using AI analysis, several AI tools, and using top Disney sites based on restaurant reviews, Google review, everything that we possibly could get AI to pull into one thing. Another one is kind of just our own experiences and where we think a lot of these should rank. So here are going to be the 11 rankings. Rhonda, do you want to read them off, starting with number 11 down to number 1?
Number 11, we have Canada. Number 10, China. Number 9, American Adventure. Number 8, Italy. Number 7, Norway. Number 6, Germany. Number 5, United Kingdom. Number 4, Morocco. Number 3, Japan. Number 2, Mexico. And number 1, France.
Yeah, so those will be our rankings as we go into this single elimination tournament. What that means is that for our play-in game, we're going to have to put Italy up against the American Adventure. Okay. The winner of that will go on to play number 1, France, in our next episode. We're also going to have Norway will go up against China. Winner of that will go up against number 2, Mexico, in the next episode. Then we'll have Germany go up against Canada. The winner of that will go against number 3, Japan, in the next round. So we're going to do these play-in games today. Now, you might wonder, how are we going to determine a winner? Are you wondering that, Rhonda?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so 100%. In the past, you know, we kind of just decide, you know, we would say, oh, Italy, America. I like America because of this. I like Italy because of that. And we just pick one. We're going to have an actual scoring system and a point system here.
Wow.
So I got my handy dandy printed sheets here. And we're going to do a scoring system of 120 points. Now, Why is it not 100? Because
there's 11 countries?
Well, no, because I don't really understand the rules of soccer. So let's just make this one weird as well. Like, soccer counts up. I don't understand how the time count. I still don't understand. Like when I'm watching a game, I still have no idea. It doesn't start at
25 and go
count
down.
It goes from zero up to whatever it is. So I don't even know how long games are. Anyway, but that's how we're going to do it. And so in each of these categories, we will vote a winner. Each category is assigned a point value. In the end, whichever team has the most points is the winner. So it's not as straight up as just, well, I like this pavilion better, I like this pavilion better.
Okay.
So here is the scoring system. Food. This will be worth 25 points. Which country has the better overall food? we'll take into consideration their table service, their quick service, the festival food booths that are included, snacks, and desserts.
Okay.
Next, 15 points. Food's going to be our favorite one. 15 points, drinks. So who wins on beverages? That's cocktails, beer, wine, specialty drinks, non-alcoholic drinks. That will determine the winner of the drink category. Next is attractions. Who has the better attractions? 15 points. This will be interesting because some pavilions do not have attractions. So that's almost like an overall advantage already for the country that potentially does. Next, worth 20 points is immersion. So we will consider which pavilion truly transports you into that country with their architecture, their atmosphere, the music, how authentic they seem and feel. Next, we'll move on to shopping. That is worth 10 points. What type of merchandise they have, the variety, if it's unique to that country or not. Worth 15 points is the Hangout Factor. What's the pavilion you just want to hang out in? You just want to chill in. Has good ambiance, people watching, places to sit and relax. Then we're going to get to hidden details. 5 points. Which ones have those special little quiet corners, the architectural details, cultural touches, things like that. 5 points will go for festival presence. So what is their presence like during the festival?
Okay.
And then final is overall 10 points. If this will be more of like the gut check. If you could spend time in one of these pavilions, which one would it be?
Okay.
So that will be worth 10 points.
Okay.
All right. So our first game is going to be Italy is going up against America. We're going to start with the food round, 25 points. Italy against America, Rhonda. Which way are you kind of leaning for this? America does not have a proper sit-down restaurant. We've got Regal Eagle. We do tend to enjoy their festival food quite often, whereas I feel like, Italy doesn't always do so great on the festival food, but we do have a few sit-down options. In Tutto Gusto, via Napoli, you've got the pizza window for a quick service, right?
Yeah, and Tutto Gusto is the inside of the...
Yeah, you also have Tutto Italia right there. So you have Tutto Gusto on the inside cellar area.
Yeah.
You got Tutto Italia right there. Which way are you leaning on this one?
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and have to lean Italy.
I agree
for sure.
Completely.
With like, you just hit the nails on the head with every single, like one. Tutto Gusto, we haven't been in for a long time, but it was so good.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed the pizza window. I really liked it the last time we got it and we were walking out.
It's perfect when you want that pizza.
I love it because it's that, to me, I think I've really learned that I like a pizza that's basically bread and like toppings.
Yeah.
Which is that one.
Yep.
The ones I get from Pizza
Yeah,
Ponte.
the big square ones from Pizza Ponte.
It's so good. It's so
still
good.
a super greasy, thin crust New York style
Well, that's
guy.
good for you.
No, I agree. I think Italy is the no-brainer here. The only way that America could compete here is to have a proper sit-down restaurant. And Regal Eagle is good. We really enjoyed it when we ate there for the Garden Rocks, before we saw Blue October.
It is good, but
it's got good food. The festival wins.
Yeah.
But it's not enough, I think, to take this round.
The festival, I feel like, should be something year-round. Because
Agreed.
when they do America, like, I feel like Regal Eagle is just freaking barbecue.
Only such a fraction of American food and culture.
Correct.
Because American culture is made up of every other culture around the world.
Correct.
Really.
Correct.
So yeah, I would love to see, and I've said this in other episodes, I think I built a restaurant and theme park shuffle. I would love to see a sit down American restaurant that is broken up into rooms that the menu, this would be so hard to pull off for a restaurant. They would hate it. The chefs would hate it, but that has a Southern room,
and that's where,
and it can all be on the same menu. I'm just saying the room is the way. So each room is themed to, one is Southern, one is Northeastern, kind of like Boston seafood, New England style, right? You have literally like a California coast one that is a lot of still seafood and fresh ingredients and avocado. You've got a Midwestern, or you've got a barbecue, maybe works into the Southern area. There's soul food. Like,
you could just do that out at keep that, not have a different festival like building and just do that and just do every like month. I mean, if you want like,
change it up every month. Have a consistent festival, quick service.
Yeah.
I love the idea of a sit down restaurant where you walk into one and that room has all of the Southern charm that you find in the South.
I mean, that
right.
is cool,
and then you go into one
yeah.
and it's that New England and there's, the lobster, God, like nets and what the heck? I'm trying to think of a word here. I can't think of on the wall. And again,
going
it's
through
very
menopause?
probably, and it's very New England, and then you go to an area that is just barbecue and Western, or again the California. Like I think that would be the coolest thing. So Italy is going to take this round. Let's move on to drinks.
Italy,
we're 15 points. Do you think Italy takes this one as well?
I mean, yeah, because first of all, you can go into to Gusto and get some good drinks. Yeah. But second of all, I love that little shop that you could have gone into and get your little limoncello.
Great point. Yeah.
Your little and then they
multitude of wines.
Oh yeah, and then they come out now, and right outside of that, they have this like where there was a spritzer at one point that was like really good.
Right,
so
cherry
good,
spritzer.
and like a limoncello with it too. It was just so good. And that's now like permanent. So there's multiple places to get drinks, just like food. Whereas America just has the Eagle Bar,
right?
And then there is some beers you can get at the one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, gosh.
I feel like right next to the funnel cake.
Yeah, it's sitting right out. Well, yeah, you have funnel cake. You have the beers there, but you also have, God, my brain is fried. You also have the one sitting out that is right in front of Regal Eagle as well. Not the Regal Eagle bar, but the little kiosk building.
They don't have much though.
But they have the
like turkey leg one.
Turkey leg, yeah. But they have several. They will have some different beers. Sometimes they've had like a cherry frozen alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
They do have some great beers. When I was drinking, I used to love to get my Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale at that beer area that's right next to the funnel cakes. So they do have some things going for them, but again, like you're saying, I mean, when you think of the selection of wine, of liqueurs that you can get in that walk-in area, of the kiosks that are sitting out there, of going into Tutto Gusto, and I mean, we haven't walked foot in there. Who knows if he's still there? Marco used to be there, right? And buying a $48 glass of wine. Italy, I think, just wins hands down. As far as non-alcoholic beverages go, there's not a lot to offer really in either of these. But we're going to go off the alcoholic beverages, and Italy wins.
Yeah.
All right. Attractions. Now, America does have an attraction. It is the American Adventure. Right?
It's a great napping one.
Okay. You're a great napping one. It is an incredible attraction. The technology, everything in it. I mean,
no,
it
is
unbelievable.
Great. It is really
I mean, America has to win this one. I
it's
wish.
Fine. You're right.
If this,
because Italy doesn't have nothing.
No, and I
think should have a gondola ride where you just get in and they
was that one of the ones that was one of I can't remember if that was one of the original planned things. I wish that now obviously you could not do it to the scale of the American Adventure, but I actually wish that every country had something like that, and not necessarily Canada far and wide, which just kind of shows, hey, here's Canada in the past decade and it's pretty, or Impressions de France. Which is, hey, here's France. It's pretty. Here's China. It's pretty. Like I wish that everyone had some sort of attraction or show that you could go into and see the history of that country and their culture.
Yeah.
Go way, 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 way back the way that the American Adventure does. I think would be I don't want to be a nerd because I hated growing up and getting drug around America or around the world showcase, and it seemed like nothing but learning at the time.
Yeah.
But I really miss that about it.
Yeah.
Like I want to learn about these cultures, especially their food, where it comes from. And I just wish there was a bigger part of that. But you agree that this has to go to America?
Yeah.
Because of the American Adventure. All right, let's talk Immersion. Now, when we get to Immersion, you have to realize that other than America, we have not been to any of these countries, right? So we have to go by what we perceive these countries as. And for me, this feels like Italy. I mean, America, I think and again, not having been there, the other countries to me do a good job of representing what we all think that country is.
Well,
where America is so specific to the founding of America, and in my opinion, Philadelphia, like I don't feel like, and if you're from another country, tell me, I don't feel like in other countries, they come to the American Pavilion and they go, yeah, this is what I imagine America's like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I started to think, didn't they actually have, though, people from those countries come and literally work
not all of them.
on? Okay.
Yeah, Morocco's a major one that had that.
Okay.
But they all are pretty authentic. I mean, you can go and see that big tower in Italy.
Yeah,
right?
I'm trying to remember because I took a picture because Jen's been to Italy a few times, in fact, and I'm trying to remember if she has been to that one and said yes, that does, represent Italy very well. I just don't remember her answer. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say Italy too, I guess.
Yeah, I just when I'm there, it's something that does feel like it has transported me. Now, creating a true American pavilion would be very hard because just like we talked about the restaurant, there's so many areas and so many cultures. It's so vast, of
it's just very like everything. Washington DC. Like I feel like
I mean, again, when you look at everything from having a New York City,
right?
Okay, let's represent New York City in the American Adventure. Okay, well, what about the coast, and what about the South, and what about the Midwest, and what about the Northwest, and so you can't really represent all of it.
Right.
And so, I think Italy, when I'm there, like when we would sit at Tutto Gusto.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
I felt like
you really
I'd
felt
walk out
transported.
And,
like you were going to walk out onto the streets of
100%.
a little Italian town or
yes.
something. So
yes.
Italy will take that one. All right, let's go into shopping. This is worth 10 points. This is a tough one because we don't really shop in either. I'm almost tempted to not give it to Italy for the simple fact that that's where that perfume
I just
shop
say
is,
there's
right?
the perfume.
I can barely walk past that thing with the door when the door's open without getting a headache.
But that's impressive though that they have all that.
And they're all like high end, like legit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you have those shops that are there on the right as you go walk back towards Via Napoli. There is a lot now of Disney Italy merchandise. In American Adventure, you have some of the kiosks. You do have the art store, but you don't have a true store.
Right.
Like again, I wish that it could provide a store the way that like Japan does or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like again, where you could go in and somebody from another country could be like, "Oh, I can get all these cool American things."
Yeah.
I don't know what they would be, but so I mean, what do you?
United States, like I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you think? I don't. This is a tough one because I don't feel like either one of these is a clear-cut winner.
No, but back to the shopping and where you get the liquor, little tastings. Like, isn't there a whole like section for Italy?
Yeah.
Like where. Like it's super cute. They've got really cute things.
Yeah.
Because I think I was gonna get a hat because I had limoncello and they like had.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember
they sure
that?
Do. And yeah, there's a pretty good shop area.
There's a section,
and it wraps
like
down.
It kind of because then the kids' cot starts here, and then it comes, and then I think. I mean, because inside the American Adventure, inside the America one, where the how do you say it? Art and stuff that's all it is. There's not like there's just a little kiosk of like, hey, you can get some USA stuff here. I'm unfortunately, and then Italy has all that perfume. I feel like unfortunately my vote is going towards Italy.
I think I agree
because it
I
just has a small leg up on it. I'm not saying like, oh, it would win by a landslide.
Right.
It really is only winning, in my opinion, because, I mean, first of all, it's inside with air conditioning with the heat index recently.
Yeah, and heat warnings again, 110 today down there. I am perfectly cool giving it to Italy, and I agree for all of those same reasons. Even if you were just going to go by square footage of the shopping available, Italy would win. So it's got more shopping.
Right.
All right, we're going to move on to Hangout Factor. Here is a defining question. Is the theater
Considered a hangout?
It is part of the American Adventure. Due to that, I'm going to have to give the nod to America because of that theater.
That's fine.
And hanging out in there.
100%.
You know, I think
Absolutely.
all of those outdoor tables, especially
Absolutely.
I mean, we got places to sit in America.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Not only around where they do the festival booth, under that, you know, part of it being under shade outside of the art shop near the great bathrooms. You have all of that seating, a lot of it with umbrellas over by Regal Eagle outside of there. You have the American Gardens Theater, which is going to have something going on most times of the year for you to hang out in.
Yeah.
So
That's
this
fine.
one is going to go to Team America. All right, hidden details. This is only worth 5 points. Do you think one of these pavilions has more of a detail to it, or an area that you want to go like hang out and find the Easter eggs and the? I think it's Italy for me.
Okay.
You know, I think that, again, I think details can very much kind of couple up as a bonus to immersion.
I think. I mean, that's fine, and I'll let you take it because I don't know what to say because I haven't.
We're a team.
But I don't. Right, but I'll because I've not been to Italy and go.
Right.
I mean, like that cart with the donkey. I've not been like, oh my gosh, that's so cool because I saw the donkey, but whatever. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I think, America's cool because, it's got that smokehouse thing that I don't know if it's even real, but
I think the American Pavilion is beyond boring.
I mean, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I'm talking Easter eggs and stuff.
I mean, I don't, I don't know that the
Yeah.
details are there in the same manner whatsoever that they are in Italy. I just don't think it compares.
Okay.
Let's move on to festival presents. I mean, Italy doesn't have a chance with the food. I'm sorry. The food at the Italy pavilion, the Italy booth has gotten a little better.
A little
better.
A little bit.
But the American Adventure
like-
has always been good.
Oh,
and
always.
I do think that the American food booth during festivals, like you were talking about, hey, change it up every month. I do think it does a good job of, over the course of the 4 festivals, representing different areas of American cuisine.
Yes, I do.
So it is going to take that one. And then finally, overall, if kind of the gut check, America or Italy, which one would you pick?
I mean, unfortunately, America because
You would.
because I feel like that's gut check. Like that's where I'm from.
No, we're talking pavilion. It doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from Mars. Somebody comes to you. Which pavilion should I spend more time in, America or Italy, when I go to the World Showcase?
Oh yeah, I guess Italy.
That's kind of the. And I agree with that. So that's going to give them another 10 points. In the end, Italy crushed it. I mean, they scored 85 points against America's 35 points.
Oh,
Which is not a real soccer score. We probably should have done these in fractions because real soccer games are like 1-0. But in this case, I think this beating is a little bit like Belgium against America.
I just
this is a
4-1. If you want to go almost like percentage wise,
you could. Yeah, you could almost break it down.
Break that
way. But Italy will move on, and that'll be interesting because in the next episode, in the quarterfinals, they're going to take on France, number 1 France. So Italy is moving on. All right, our next matchup is Norway going up against China.
Okay.
So let's start
put it in my brain.
Food. We've got 2 pavilions that are right next door to each other, right?
Norway. So we're
in China.
This is frozen, right?
Yes. Yeah. So
okay.
You've got, all right. So we're talking food.
But we're talking China right now, right?
Correct. Right next to Norway. Yes.
Oh yeah, they are next to each other.
Yep. So we're talking food first. Table service, quick service, festivals. Norway doesn't get a representation in the festivals.
No,
whereas China does, and we normally really like it.
They've started doing the
bowl. They started doing the boles things.
As
in there, you're looking at China sit down. You're looking at 9 dragons.
China. I just was thinking all of a sudden.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, because you got to think about that. Yeah, you've got 9 dragons.
Yep.
Festival food is always good.
It is always good.
Always.
I love their quick service. The Lotus Blossom Cafe.
Yes, Kalen and yep. they used to get that all the time?
No, that was in Japan. That was at Katsura Grill. Yeah, but we did. When we first were starting, we would go to Lotus Blossom a lot because it was familiar.
Lotus Blossom, that's right. It is.
I mean, it's a good American Chinese food.
Yes, it is.
Nine Dragons, I think, goes up there with one of the top underrated restaurants. Not only with taste, service is outstanding there every single time. And the dishes, the value is ridiculous. So yes, I will agree with that over.
What's their major
Norway.
table service besides Nine Dragons? They don't have any more, right?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're
so I
on.
am getting them mixed up with Japan.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Norway, you have just the place right there, which is the school bread and that one.
Yes, you do.
And then you have
Kringla Cafe.
And then you have the other one that is where the princesses come.
It is.
That's it.
And neither one of us can think of the name of it right now. We're both so fried. How awful is that?
That's okay. I'm just trying to make sure because it's all gonna okay, cool. Then yes, China.
China.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's move to drinks. Norway, China.
Norway.
Why?
Well, in my, I guess, opinion, because I don't like China drinks. Like, I don't like sake, and I don't like...
Their festival
I
booth
do like their
has-
bobas, but...
Dude, think of the line at that for where the boba teas. They have the best. They have the best for value alcoholic beverages anywhere.
That's true. Okay, then I take it back.
It's just what I'm.
Because I was thinking the Viking coffee,
right? Which
I was thinking they have the good beers there.
they do.
They have
Now that is much more of a permanent kiosk area that they built there.
Right.
Yep. But China, man.
No, China. You're right.
Yeah.
China wins. Sorry.
I agree.
My bad.
All right. Let's move on to attractions. China just has their show.
Norway.
So
Frozen.
Norway with Frozen Ever After.
Yay.
I mean, you're not gonna beat that.
Nah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to keep score here and go. All right. Well, Norway, if they win this, they go against Mexico, and then they could go against maybe a Japan or what. Like, I'm trying to think who else has attractions. Like the attraction round, Norway's gonna win every single time. Yeah. And that's why I like this point system.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think Norway, based on having the best attraction in the world show, I mean, you could have an argument for Ratatouille maybe, but as opposed to having the best attraction in the world showcase, doesn't mean it's the best pavilion overall, which is why we wanted to create this point system. So Norway is going to take that one. Immersion. This is, I think, an interesting one because Norway now, I think, has this blend of being both Norwegian, but also a slight Arendelle, kind of IP made up factor. I love the grass on the roof at Kringla Cafe in that area. Like, that's very Norwegian. I mean, China, though, through and through, again, I feel like it's one of those. You remember? So here's what I'll give you. When I was there, I think it was back when I met Kathleen, our friend Kathleen. She was on her honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
And I went down and I met her and her new husband at the
story.
time. And we walked through China. She spent time in China.
Yep.
And I remember her just pointing out things, being like, that's legit. Like, that's real.
Yeah.
That statue. Here's what it is.
Then,
Here's why
China.
it's there.
Exactly. And this is why I'm glad we have that because I wouldn't really know.
Right.
So, yes. Cool.
Out of those two countries, which one would you want to visit more for real, do you think?
100% Norway.
That seems so cool. That does seem like that would be cool to visit.
Yeah.
All right, shopping. I mean, it's hard not to tip my hat to China. Much like Japan, they have that vast shopping area that has, everything from kimonos to little origami things to like glass, blown art. Like, Norway.
Yeah.
Norway were really IP based. That that's the thing I kind of look at.
Right.
There's so much Frozen and Disney stuff. You do have the small section with what's his name, your perfume guy.
Yeah.
You do have that area. You do have some of the jackets and the whatever. But when you really look at it, it is so based around Frozen and IP. China has a lot of legitimate products coming from China. So do you agree then with China?
Yeah, because I was just trying to think because it's all back in that area. I remember.
Yeah,
now.
and it's kind of tucked back away.
Yeah,
You can
'cause
spend
those-
some time in
Yeah,
there, man.
they have some beautiful things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can buy chopsticks, like everything.
Yep.
All right. Hangout Factor. And I think Hangout Factor can take into consideration the shopping, the immersion, the food.
Yeah.
So which way would you lean for that? Norway feels
Norway doesn't
so
have any place to hang out.
small.
Yeah.
You know?
And it doesn't have a place to like quote unquote hang out. Like
Yeah.
at least
Without
in
waiting in line to meet
Right.
Anna and Elsa or ride the
Right.
ride. You know what I mean?
I'm
That's the only
thinking-
reason you're spending time in there.
And I'm thinking when you say hang out, like I'm tired of standing. I want to
Yeah.
sit. So at least in China, like if you can find them in the shade, they do have some seats. They do have some. And then back in China where China, I don't want to say far and wide, but China.
Yeah, that's where the show is.
That's where the show is back
Yeah.
there. At least there
circle
you could
vision one.
even sit and be like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I just need to chill. I just need to hang out
Yep.
and back away and get away from
You can
tons
usually
of
meet
people.
Milan in there, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I would say that because again, Norway's so like small and short. I feel like because
Yeah,
like you
just
can go
it's a tiny
back
pavilion.
into
The bathrooms.
maybe
Maybe bathroom should have been a category.
Well, this would have taken.
I'd hang out in that bathroom all day long.
Yeah.
That sounded really weird. It's cold, guys. It feels good when it's hot out.
Yeah. They're usually the coldest bathrooms.
They are. All right, but we're giving it to China.
Yes.
All right, hidden details. Which one do you think he wins on hidden details? I'm going to pull my Kathleen card again.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I don't know.
she pointed out all of the small
Right,
details. It was
right.
really neat to go through there with her. And I don't remember off the top of my head, but you walk into the one, I think it's actually going into the show, or it might be one of the shopping areas. There's the two lion statues.
Right.
I think one of them has his paw up. The other one doesn't.
And she explained
She
why,
explained
right? Yeah.
reasoning why behind all of that. So there has been no detail left undone there. All right. We're going to go to festival presence. Norway, again, outside of the Bullies, does not have a festival presence, unfortunately.
And China always does.
It does.
And they're always good.
They
Even if
should
it's
just put
simple.
a little booth inspired by IKEA. Just have some Swedish meatballs and call it a day, right? But yeah, China's food is always great there. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
so-
said even if it's simple,
Yeah.
like what are they called? Sometimes they have them that you can just get, but they're still good.
crab rangoon.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
Thank
still
you.
excellent. And sometimes you just want that. And China does a really good job of those familiar foods.
Right.
Most American households, I know for sure,
Yep.
have grown up on Chinese takeout.
Yep.
And you can find that there. So if you go, I know that my kid loves General Tso's chicken and
Right.
crab rangoon or dumplings or noodles, you can find that there. Not me as a child, because I didn't eat Chinese food until I went away to college. All right, gut check overall, Norway, China.
I guess China.
Yeah. I want to give it to Norway
I
because
do
of Frozen, but
I just started to say I do love Norway. I mean, since they crushed them, you could just give it to Norway. Just
I mean, China
Not
beat
even-
the pants off of Norway.
right.
here.
That's what I'm like. Not even gonna lie. You could
Yeah.
totally give it to Norway.
105-15. China wins that one.
Yeah.
In a very
Every time you say
crushing
China,
fashion.
I want to say you're China from Scrubs.
Scrubs reference. All right. Down to our final matchup for this episode. Germany goes up against Canada. So I think this is going to be I don't feel like these first two were very fair, and that's somehow the way play-in games work.
Oh yeah,
This one to me is going to be an interesting fair matchup.
Germany and Canada. Yeah.
Let's move to start with food. Now you got Le Cellier versus Beer Garden, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't. Well, the poutineery, I guess, is now really where that is open now. Is really where Canada starts. Yeah, when it was a refreshment outpost, refreshment port or whatever, that's the port. I didn't consider that being where Canada started, but with the poutineery, I feel like it does now. So you have the poutineery that goes up against kind of Summerfest over there.
So it doesn't start at not swirls. I want to say swirls.
No, Swirl Showcase. No.
Swirl Showcase.
Over in Germany, you have Summerfest outside of Beer Garden, which has the brats and the stinky, stinky, stinky sauerkraut. I can barely walk into that pavilion.
So good.
It's so smelly. You do have pretzels over in Germany. So, I think this is fair.
Very fair.
Le Cellier.
Because Canada has the popcorn.
They do have the popcorn.
And they have drinks there.
They have some great drinks there. We're not on drinks yet, though. We're just
I know.
food.
I'm just thinking.
Look, Le Cellier is one of those we need to get back to.
Because they don't have a quick service per se.
No. That's what I was saying. The poutineery kind of is that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm just...
We need to get back to Le Cellier.
Yeah.
When we went,
So
personally, though, it didn't blow my socks off. It was good. I liked the atmosphere.
So good, though.
Food was okay. But it didn't amaze me. Right? My first time at Beer Garden, I didn't have the nicest things to say about it.
No,
the
you
next
didn't.
2 times we went, I had very nice things to say about it.
And I know that Germany is authentic because of people too. So
Right. So
what are we doing? Germany?
I'm leaning towards Germany.
Okay.
I'll be honest, and this blows my mind. If you told me, all right, Jeremy, I'm going to take you for whatever, something's coming up, right? And Rhonda says, Jeremy, my amazing husband of so many years, I would like to take you for a very special dinner, but you can only pick between Beer Garden and Le Cellier.
You'd say Beer Garden?
I think I would.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. Why are you going to Le Cellier? To get a steak, right? Yeah. There are plenty of other places on property to get a great steak, which you can get at the festival.
I know. It's so good.
Canada almost shoots itself in the foot by offering the best things Le Cellier has for a much better price at now the poutineery and the festival booths. So, yeah, I kind of think Germany takes that one, which is surprising. But, all right, now let's move on to drinks.
Yeah.
Germany used to be a stop for us with Schöfferhofer, the grapefruit beer.
So good.
EPCOT was the first place that, I believe this is correct, was the first place in America that had it on tap. It might have been the first place that beer came to in America, but I'm pretty positive it was definitely the first place that had it in a keg on tap.
And they have some they have a really good sipping non-alcoholic beer there. I like that one.
Yes, they do. The Klosserhauser.
Yep.
They have that in there. Yep. Over in Canada, you have that apple whiskey drink that is available at the popcorn cart.
And there's a few beers there.
Yep, a few beers there. You do get some pretty unique stuff at the festival booths. But again, overall, I think if somebody said, Jeremy, we're drinking around the world, but we can't drink at every country, so we got to skip one. Would you skip Germany or Canada? I'd probably tell them to skip Canada, which makes me feel like Germany wins the drink round.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Because I do think when you are drinking around the world, I feel like that is the only place you can get a drink is the one at the popcorn cart.
Yeah, good.
And that's where you go, all right, here's my Canada drink.
Yep.
And at least
other than that you've got some big buckets of ice sitting out and they're selling Molson and stuff, beers. But
that's right.
They need a hockey bar.
That'd be funny.
That's constantly playing hockey games on loop, and it's just a good Canadian hockey bar. With maple leafs everywhere and people in flannel shirts. All right, let's move on to attractions. Now Germany has 0 attractions, and there is Canada far and wide. So it makes me feel as though this has to lean to Canada.
Yeah.
And actually, we saw it when on the day that Catherine O'Hara passed away.
Yeah.
We heard about it. We were in Epcot. We said, let's go pay tribute.
And I've been to Canada.
Well, there you go. Is it just like it?
I mean, it's been a really long time since
I've
been.
I love something like Canada Far and Wide because it shows you literally the vast landscapes of Canada.
Yeah. Yes, I do remember because they call it Horseshoe Falls. It's on the opposite side.
Of Niagara?
It's on Canada's
cool.
side. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, I do remember that coming up, and I was like, oh, look, I've been there.
I wish that they would have used Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara more to their advantage by showing them at least. Now, I think their voices, most people are going to walk in there and be like, I know who this is.
Right.
If somebody didn't tell them, but not everyone. I just feel like, I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You don't have to be a fan of Beetlejuice or American Pie or, of Schitt's Creek or all the wonderful, incredible movies that these two have made together to know who they are and to recognize their faces.
Right.
So I just think, they did it with Martin Short back when they had the old version.
Right.
Use them to their advantage.
Yeah.
It's the same way they don't use Ty Burrell to their advantage over an Awesome Planet. You're going to sit there and maybe at the end you might go, was that the dad from Modern Family?
That's funny.
Whereas show them in the beginning, bring
Right.
people in. So we are giving attraction to Canada. All right. How about Immersion? But yeah. Where do you go in Immersion with the architecture, with the atmosphere, the music? I mean, you've got...
Well, you've got Canada's stage that they play. That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like inside. Yeah. I don't know which ones because I really like Canada for one, because of what it looks like.
It relies heavily on facades and forced perspective.
Yeah.
Whereas
but
Germany,
so does Germany,
Germany to me puts you more in the middle of a German village. Whereas Canada, I feel like you're on the outskirts looking in. Okay. If you don't really walk, you have to go up those stairs into the shop, or you have to go into Le Cellier, or you have to go back. When you're just walking past Canada, right, and you're not going into those areas, you're like, oh, yeah, it's Canada. And they're relying, I think, specifically on the forced perspective and the facades. Whereas Germany, I think if all you're doing is walking past, you look down and go, there's a German village. I'm 10 steps away from entering it.
Okay.
Is my thought.
Okay.
So Germany?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to shopping. Canada, you have that shop. You can go up those stairs there into the left. If you need maple syrup, guys, I got a spot for you. They do have some great Canadian type of memorabilia.
Yeah.
Germany has, they have that entire room filled with the glasses, with the steins, the beer steins. They have the Christmas shop. I know this gets into the drink factor, which we forgot about. Remember in the back of Germany, we did give that. Yeah. Remember in the back of Germany, they also have that area where you can get all those different shots of different liquors and liqueurs back there.
Right.
So that's another reason it took over, I think, the drink category. All of that kind of goes into the shopping. I don't know. What do you... How do you feel?
I feel like they're
similar.
Very similar and very I don't know what gives the edge over.
I don't think anybody has a
more.
clear cut edge.
What's on the other side? Because I'm have we gone in there? What's on the other side? So how you have all the stuff that you were just saying on this side. What's on the other side of where Beer Garden starts, and then it's right there. Is it where you can get the pretzel bread?
Yeah.
Bread pudding or
no, the pretzel
something.
bread pudding is back at Summerfest outside of Beer Garden. On that side, you're thinking about behind where you can get your pretzel and your Schofferhofer and all that area. Not the kiosk out front.
Right. Then there's something right there where I'm is it shopping?
I think it's a small shop.
I know. So I'm is that what gives the edge and gives Germany that little extra?
I think the collection of steins and glasses gives the... they have a place called Steinhaus.
Yeah.
Right? That you can shop in. I kind of feel like we have to go in that direction. So
because of our last name.
To Germany.
Okay.
No, because I love hanging out in Huses. All right, let's go to the Hangout Factor. Where could you see spending an hour or two without getting bored, just kind of hanging out? And again, I think this can involve everything. This can involve shopping. This can involve your food and drink and all.
Well, obviously, you're leaning towards Germany.
I'm not leaning either way.
Oh. I was going to say, again, you have all those seats by Canada, especially the stage part, if they're not going to play. So I would probably say more Canada, because Germany... It's always so busy in there.
It really is.
There is seats in there, and there's hangout areas, but you got to hope and pray that there's
right. But what are you doing other than just sitting? Whereas I think you're completely right with having the band there and the music when they're playing. You could go sit there for an hour and just say, you know what? It's not 110 degrees out today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit on these cool log benches and I'm going to listen to music for a
Yeah.
while. So I think that one goes to Canada. All right. Hidden details. This is another, I think, tough one because I feel like they're very even. And probably where I lean back to the Immersion where you kind of look at Canada from far and wide. Whereas Germany is something you can really, I think, go into more and explore. You know, I do love that walk down through to Canada far and wide. You kind of go over that little bridge and there's like waterfalls and there, you know, I mean, like it really is a cool area that I don't think a lot of people experience.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people go to explore.
Right.
But again, in Germany, I think there's so many tiny details up to like the cuckoo clock that's up there above the Steinhaus sign. And, you know, just the way that it presents itself going in and looking at all these beer steins and the shopping and the whatever. So with all that being said, which way would you lean on the hidden detail factor?
I guess Germany.
Germany? I think so. You cool with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's, I feel like it is very even.
Yeah. Festival presence, you know, Germany, here's what I'm saying. Look, Germany, they have some fine food, and when they have good food, it's really good at the festival.
Right.
But it's not one that I ever look forward to. Whereas,
I just heard to say,
who doesn't look forward to the filet and beer cheese soup? Your mushroom
my risotto. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, so I think this one is a no-brainer to give that 100%. One to Canada.
100%.
All right, your gut check. Somebody says, Rhonda, should I hang out in Germany or Canada World Showcase Pavilion? Which one are you picking?
Germany, I guess.
I agree with you. All right. So it wasn't as close as I thought. This was much like the America and Italy matchup. Germany takes this win very easily, 85-35. So Germany will move on.
Same as the other one.
Exact same. So we're going to wrap up this episode, but in the next episode, we'll get down to our final 8, and that's going to look like France is going to go up against Italy. We got Morocco against the United Kingdom, and the winners of those two will play. Then on the other side, we got Mexico going up against China, Japan going up against Germany, and then the winners of those two will play. That'll get us down to our final 4 teams. We'll make those selections all the way down until we get a final winner of the World Showcase Cup. That's what we're calling it. So,
okay.
Thanks so much for listening. If you want these sheets to print out, go ahead and check out wonderlandcrew.com and join. Also, Ron and I, of course, we would love if you could subscribe because you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. We got a lot of fun stuff like this coming up. Another Truth or Dare cruise line episode coming up. Ooh. Of course, we'll talk about our trip back down to Orlando and the Airbnb and whatever type of stuff we end up doing there. And please go ahead while you're out there and leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.